Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Persephone decided that she was going to go old faithful with all of the contents of her stomach and her bowels all at the same time right before I went live. So I do appreciate everybody's patience as I cleaned her up. She's still fussing a little bit, but at least she's not screaming super loud. Anyways, I just want to say hello to everybody. Good morning. Uh, let's see. Good morning, Lane, coming in from Rome. I'm guessing Rome, Georgia, but you never do know with our group of friends. That's right. That's right, Susan. Good morning, Jan. Probably coming in from your nest. Yep, coming in from your nest. Let's see here. Good morning. Let's see. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Tony. Wonderful to see you here today. I know, rainy morning. My plants are loving it too. Of course, all the ant bait that I loved is washing off down into the rocks, but hopefully the ants still can find it down there. Let's see. Good morning. Let's see here. Good morning, Shauna. Wonderful to see you here today. Thank you so much for being here. All right, guys. So we are here to say some good stuff about us, to fill our brains with positive messages. Good morning, Chris. Wonderful to see you as well. Thanks for being here. But yeah, we're here to fill our brains with some positive messages. And we're here to do what we do every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I'm going to pull a card off the deck, ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we do, we are going to be building into our own lives and ultimately just changing up the way that we perceive reality. At this point, I've been writing for a while now, probably about a year or so. I've been kicking a manuscript around on my computer called Magic Words, which is all about the small words that we use that completely define our reality. Words like is or am, words like and. Words that are just these tiny little connecting words, and yet they completely change the way that we perceive reality. And so, as I've been writing this, it's really, it's really brought into the forefront of my awareness just how powerful these words are. And so I wanted to say thank you guys so much for being on this journey with me of being more intentional about the words that we speak. I know that I've done several awesome Saturday services on the phrase "I am," but yesterday I was writing a second draft of my chapter about the word "am," and just really came to an even more profound understanding of just how powerful this word is, and what a heavy hitter it is in the language that we use. So let's have some fun. Let's append some amazing words after "am," and uh, and uh, and as we do that, let's completely change the course of our lives. So, without further ado, let's pull the card today and say that today I am aligned. I am aligned. I move with purpose in my chosen direction. So I am aligned. I move with purpose in my chosen direction. Are you aligned? You are aligned. You move with purpose in your chosen direction. So I'm going to write that down in the comments, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I am aligned, and I move with purpose in my chosen direction. And so, in order for us to be aligned, I've always loved this. I've always loved this image of the archer bending a bow, especially because it's one of the. This is a statue. This is not actually a person. This is a statue. But I've always loved this image because when I created these cards originally, they were inspired by another I am deck. But that other I am deck was full of it was full of a bunch of young women, young athletic women, yoga chicks, surfer girls, stuff like that. It was a deck. It was a deck actually from Beachbody, which is like an MLM that sells supplements and whatnot. But I loved the concept of having an I am deck. But the thing is, I just didn't identify with being a 20-something beach person. And so when I created this deck, I wanted to create a deck that didn't have any people on it. And so I desire, yeah, you remember, Jan, you introduced me to the deck. I joined Beachbody so I could buy the deck. I am not interested in selling their supplements, but let me tell you, I wanted their deck and I got it. And eventually I thought to myself, I can do better. And so and here, this is my product. I hope it's better. But anyways, the fact is that one of the thoughts that I had was that I didn't really want to have any people because I didn't identify with being a 20-something beach girl. I didn't really necessarily care about or want to have a beach body. What I did care about was having these universal metaphors, and I wanted to find an image of an archer bending a bow for alignment, to really show how we point the arrow in our chosen direction and then we let it loose, and we don't entirely understand how it's going to fly. Like we don't entirely understand all the factors that are going to impact it before it gets to the target. We don't know how the wind is going to blow. And so I looked at a whole lot of pictures of archers, and but all of them were people. It's hard to find a picture of an archer bending a bow without people. And then I thought about like using crossbows or something like that, but it just looked like this weird medieval card. Then I found this picture of a statue, and I really liked it because that it could be a man bending the bow, it could be a woman. It's just an arm, really, and most of us have arms. And so the fact is that took me a little while to find this card, but I really did like it. So a little backstory behind that card. But anyways, the fact is that I am aligned and that you are aligned as well. And in order for us to move with purpose in our chosen direction, we have to have a chosen direction. We have to decide, where it is that we're going, what it is that we're doing, and why that's important to us. And when we understand these things, the next steps always become clear. I found that when I don't know which step to take next, it's not because I'm lazy or unmotivated. It's not because I'm it's not because I lack the fortitude to do it. It's always because I just am not 100% sure that I'd like to go that way. And once I commit, once I decide that I'm going into a chosen direction, then it's so much easier to move with purpose. If I walk outside my house and I just start walking and I don't know where I'm going, I'm going to end up all over the place. But if I decide where I'm going, I decide what direction I'm going and what my final destination is going to be, every single step takes me closer to that destination. The thing about alignment, though, is that the destination doesn't have to remain the same from beginning to end. Unlike the archer that bends the bow and lets loose the arrow toward the target, the goals that we have in life change, and they have to. They have to change because we change as people. And so we move with purpose in our chosen direction, and that doesn't mean that we lock ourselves into a direction. When the archer bends the bow and lets loose the arrow, that arrow is going to fly in that direction. The archer has no more control over it. And in many ways, when we launch our dreams into the world, they're going to take on new forms that we didn't know that they were going to take on when we first started up when we first started up and decided that we were going to do them. But one of the wonderful things about our lives is that we can live our lives not so much as an archer, but as like a cruise missile, where the wind comes and knocks it off target a little bit, and then it makes tiny little adjustments to continue, and where the target itself can change in mid-flight. We'd say, oh well, you know what? Now I want to go over here instead of over there, and so ultimately, this card is inviting us to set a chosen direction. This card is inviting us to choose what is most important for us, and then to move with purpose in that way. And so I am aligned today, and you are aligned as well. And I've never been surrounded by quite so many people who were quite so aligned. Again, the fact is that for most of my life, I was surrounded by people who, just like me, were moving in directions that they didn't want to go because society had chosen those directions for us. All of us were doing things we really didn't want to do. I would be hanging around with people who were also working a job that they didn't like, as I was working a job that I didn't like. I would hang around with people who were, they were doing having some like entertainment options that none of us were really fully happy with, but we had all, it had been marketed to us. We were all at the nightclub spending $150 on drinks after spending $40 on cover, and we didn't like the music, and we didn't like the people, and we didn't like being there, but we felt like we needed to buy another outfit so that we could go and look really good for people, that we didn't know, didn't like, didn't appreciate, and weren't going to have any relationship whatsoever. And so I remember sitting at bars and drinking beer and trying to get myself to like beer because isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you do as an adult? And so, I mean, I remember this vividly, and I was surrounded by other people who were equally as miserable as me, but none of us would admit it. And the fact is that that when I decided that I was going to, pick my direction intentionally, and I was going to pick my direction absent societal cues, when I was going to do the thing that I desired to do and not the thing that was told to me to do, or that somebody else decided that I should do, or that was marketed to me very heavily that I should do, then I started to find that there were other people who were just like me, who were also in alignment. And for me, it started when I up and quit my career that I didn't like, and I quit a job that was very good for me, and I even liked the people I worked with, and I liked the work that I was doing. But man, I just didn't think that it had the future that I wanted it to have, and so I just up and decided to stop doing it. And I moved to Central America and literally lived on top of a mountain for like 6 months to figure my shit out. And during that process, I met people who really were moving with purpose in their chosen direction. And these people taught me. They opened up new doors in my mind that I was not aware existed. I saw these people and I was like, wait a minute, here these folks are just being themselves, and they like each other even though they're all completely different. And I like them and I want to be like them even though they're all completely different than me. And I could never be both, all of them at the same time, because all of them are so different from each other. It's like, instead of having some homogenous group that I could aspire to be. Here I saw all these people who are all being unique and living in their own uniqueness and loving it and being successful and having the type of fulfillment in life that I could only dream of having. And so when I realized that all these people were moving with purpose in their chosen directions, and that I couldn't just be a chameleon and be like all of them all at the same time, and I was like, wait a minute, then I need to have a chosen direction. Nobody had ever told me that. Nobody had ever told me that I had to have a chosen direction. My direction had always been chosen for me by society, by personal beliefs, by beliefs which were given to me. And so as I got older and I started to realize this and started to surround myself by other people who were also aligned in their own lives, it has given me just this tremendous sense of peace, a tremendous sense of empowerment. And then, of course, my desire is to share that with others and to help other people move with purpose in their chosen directions as well. I'm not trying to create somebody who's a carbon copy of me. There's enough of me to go around. One of me is enough in this world. But the fact is that there's only one of you, and there's only one of you, and that you is a very important part of this world. Your uniqueness is important, and your desire to make and manifest change is important, and the dreams that live inside of your head are your birthright. And so let's move with purpose in our chosen direction. Let's aim toward a target. Let's decide where we're going, and then let loose the arrow toward that target. And we know for a fact that we're not going to hit the bullseye every time. We know for a fact that we sometimes we're just going to get close. Sometimes we're going to miss it entirely. But you know what we're not doing? We're not turning around on the line of fire and then firing the completely opposite direction into the crowd. We're firing in the general direction of the targets that we aim to hit. And so let's decide what those targets are. Let's decide, each of us inside of ourselves, what it is that we are interested in accomplishing, what it is that we're interested in achieving, what it is that truly brings us joy in life. And I tell you the truth, that the more that I've decided what brings me joy in life, and then in some cases even achieved the things that give me joy in life. Not all the time, but sometimes I even achieve my dreams and goals. But even when that's happened, I recognize that it doesn't actually bring me the satisfaction that I thought it would. What does bring me the satisfaction that I thought it would is the growth that happens along the way. It's the me that I become. It's the change that happens in between my ears. It's the change that happens in my soul. It's the freedom that I feel, not from achieving the thing that I thought would bring me the joy and the success and all the money and the fame and the accolades and the titles and the honorifics and whatnot. But rather, it is the fact that I have grown into being the person who can. And I find that the people around me are the kind of people who grow into the people that can. And I'm very proud of you for doing that. So let's keep on winning at life, everybody. Let's just keep on aligning ourselves in the direction that is most important for us to go, and let's just keep on let's just keep on being the people that our 5 years ago self want to be, the people that our 5 years ago self are proud of being. All right, so I am aligned, and you are aligned as well, and we move with purpose in our chosen direction. All right, my beautiful friends, I will talk to you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll come out with another one of these cards, and we will also we will also we'll also go over the ones from the week, and kind of tell the story of what's happened this week. So for all the folks who are watching me on Facebook Live and also Twitch and YouTube, I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Drop a comment, and I will say hello back to you. But until then, good morning again to Lane and Jan, to Susan and Tony, and to let's see here. I know more folks are here. To Shauna, to Chris. Thank you guys so much for leaving some comments. Good morning again. I see Josiah has popped in, and I know for a fact that you aligned yourself with your chosen direction, Josiah. Let's see. Gosh, all kinds of comments today. I love you guys. Um, let's see. Good morning, Shelby. Wonderful to see you here today. Yeah, so wonderful to see everybody. For everybody who's watching but hasn't left a comment, I love you, care about you as well. Let's keep on. I know, right, Shauna? There's a whole bunch of people. I'm watching these like view metrics. I will usually have about 10 to 15 people who watch this thing live every day, and about 200 who will watch it over the course of the day before it disappears into the bowels of the internet. And man, yeah, today I have about 15 people. It's really cool, and across 3 different platforms. So yay, thanks everybody for taking a look at the wake up call. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., and we just say some nice things about ourselves, set ourselves up for success. All right, so my beautiful friends, I will talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, I love you, I care about you, I appreciate you, I believe that you're aligned, and I'm excited to see what your chosen directions are, and I'm here to support you no matter who you are becoming in life. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m., and until then, aloha from paradise.